Hey gamers, Linklight here. Have I got a good one for you today? We're going to be checking out the top 10 cheapest skins in CSGO. Now here's the thing. First, we need to define what is cheap. I've seen a lot of these videos that will say cheap skins and then tell you to buy something for $15. I don't think $15 is considered to be cheap. My definition of cheap for this video will be anything under $5. That is what I consider to be cheap. Now, I just so happen to be an expert on skins that cost under $5, as we just did a 4-part series where I looked at every single good-looking skin under $5. It was very hard to pick from the initial 39 contenders for this, but I think I ended up with some bangers. Alright, no more wasting time. Let's do this. At number 10, we have the AK-47 Elite build. This skin just has a very pleasing aesthetic. The majority of the skin is black, but the gold trims and the gray highlights really bring out and accentuate the beauty of an AK. You can find this skin at a couple of price points underneath $5. I personally recommend the minimal wear for $3.04, but you can pick your price point here. As you can see, you can even get a stat track one for under $5. At number 9, we have the Paw. This skin is a lot of fun for multiple reasons. Number 1, it's got cats and dogs. What's not to love about that? The second thing is that this is a pattern-based skin. So if you take the time to go through the Steam marketplace, you can find a pattern that has something you're particularly looking for. You can get the lucky golden cat, the stoner cat, or maybe you can find a cat or dog on there that looks like one of your pets. You can get a minimal wear one for $4.02, but you can also get field tested for $2.31. At number 8, we have the Abyssal Apparition. This skin has a really cool and unique aesthetic, which gives you glitchy vibes and also really creepy vibes. The color scheme is also really nice. I'm just a really big fan of the high contrast art. The only negative thing I really have to say about this skin is the fact that it is on an MP7, and I don't really use that gun that often, but either way, it is an incredible looking skin for the value. You can find the skin for only $3 field tested. For our number 7 spot, I chose the Mortis. When I first laid my eyes on this thing, I instantly fell in love. There's just something so cool about the progression of the skin, starting with this creepy fellow here on the right with the Roman numerals into the fossil. It just has like a really cool flow that I don't know how to describe it, but it's definitely a fantastic looking skin for the price. I'd also like to quickly apologize in advance. There is another on this list. I tried to keep the gun variety nice and wide, but there just so happened to be 3 incredible ops, and I really couldn't help it. They're just really good skins. You can find this skin starting at $3.05 field tested. At number 6, I decided to go with the FAMAS, the ZX Spectron. I actually own one of these skins, and let me tell you, this thing is clean. In-game it looks fantastic, and I'm a big fan of very simple designs that have a little bit of flashiness to them. And I think the rainbow stripe going right through the middle of it really accentuates the skin. Something I also like about having a FAMAS skin is you actually do end up using this gun quite a bit in gameplay. Sometimes you just can't afford a full buy, and it's a great budget weapon. You can find this skin starting at $2.11 field tested, or if you want to pay a little extra at $4.05, you can get a minimal wear. For number 5, we're going with the MP9 Mount Fuji. This thing is beautiful. I love the color scheme. This skin will catch the attention of your teammates, and it's an MP9, so you actually do end up using the MP9 in gameplay a decent amount. You can get this skin for $476 minimal wear, and if you don't mind downgrading a little bit, you can even find it for $176 field tested. In 4th place, I decided to go with the MAC-10 Disco Tech. At first glance, it looks pretty good. I love me some blue to purple combinations, but it's got a little more than that. Once you start tilting the weapon, you'll begin to notice that it actually shifts in color like a hollow sticker, and the range of color is quite great. The skin looks great in game, is very fun to inspect. My only complaint is that it's on a MAC-10, but other than that, I think it's an incredible skin for the value. You can find these field tested starting at $4.51. At rank number 3, we have the Atheris. This skin makes it on almost every single cheap skin list, and there's a reason why. It looks absolutely phenomenal for the price. I feel like you could explain to someone who doesn't play CSGO that this skin costs like $50 and they would be like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. So the fact that you can get it for under $5, it blows my mind. You can find this skin field tested starting at $472, but this skin actually degrades very gracefully, so even a battle scarred one looks pretty solid. At number 2, I decided to pick the MP9 Food Chain. This skin is so vibrant and so beautiful, it catches my eye every single time. And because it's so vibrant, it hides scratches really well. You can see the scratches if you pay attention to them, but in game they're not super noticeable. Even at high floats, the skin looks pretty good. You can find this skin field tested starting at $281. If you're willing to go up to $503, you can get a minimal wear version, but I think field tested is just fine. Now before we see the number 1 ranked skin on the list, I think it's time to do some honorable mentions. The first honorable mention goes to the Mag 10 Allure. I absolutely love this art. It reminds me of Mulan, and it's so like colorful and detailed. It looks absolutely amazing. And when you see the price, you're not gonna believe it. This skin can be yours factory new for only $2.32. Another honorable mention is the MP7 Bloodsport. We all know the AK Bloodsport. It's probably one of the coolest looking AKs in the game. But the MP7 gets a little bit of that love too with this design. It's got ninja and cats on it, and overall, I think it just looks phenomenal. Very, very cool design. I wanted to make sure we got a Glock on this list, since the Glock is probably one of the most important weapons that you should own in CSGO. So I went with the Glock 18 Vogue. This thing has such a wonderful design. I love the gradient where it starts at purple and moves all the way up to the nice light orange. Kind of has like a sunset vibe to it. And these eyes, man. I truly believe this is the best looking Glock you can find in this price range, with maybe a quick shout out to the Winterized, since I for some reason really like that skin. You can find this skin field tested starting at $5, and I'm a bit nervous it's gonna keep going that way, so I mean, I tried to get you in while I could. I also really wanted to get a USP-S on this list, since it's another really important skin to own, and I went with the Black Lotus. Oh my goodness, what do I have to say about this one? I am really surprised the skin is so cheap. I think it looks much better than the higher rarity ones in this game. But here it is, very affordable. I love the color purple, the flower looks amazing. You can get this skin minimal wear for only $2.07. I don't think I'd be able to sleep at night if we didn't put at least one M4A1S in this list, so I'm going with the Night Terror. A lot of people don't really dig the horror design, and I totally get that, but I do think it's a fantastic M4A1S under $5. There's not a lot of them in the game. Now, if you really don't like the way this looks, hold on, there is one more thing you can do about it. See, you can get a factory new one starting at $3.40, but someone left a comment the other day that said the battle scarred version looks even cooler. Well, here it is. This is battle scarred. It turns purple, and honestly, I think I have to agree. I think this looks slightly better. But you want to know the best part about all of this? Both the battle scarred version and the factory new versions are like $3.50. So just pick whatever one you think looks better, and you're going to be spending the same amount of money. For the last honorable mention, we have the M4A1S Flashback. You thought we only had one M4 on this list? Well, we have two. While it's not the most pretty looking M4A1S, you do have to respect a few fun little Easter eggs about the weapon. The first being the sh on the suppressor. I absolutely think that's the funniest thing ever. The back of the weapon also has some other secrets on it too. It says bye bye and get some. You can find this skin starting at $172 minimal wear. And for the very, very tip top of the best looking cheap skins in the game, I'm giving the number one prize to the Galil AR Chromatic Aberration. The first time I saw this skin, I just needed to have it. It looks phenomenal. It says so much while still being fairly simple. It has that nice pink and blue color scheme, which gives it a really cool glitchy look. And then this pink zebra pattern that even has a little bit of a gradient just seals the deal. This thing looks absolutely phenomenal, and I think it's the best looking cheap skin in the game. For only $284, you can have my rank 1 field tested. That's incredible. And with that being said, I've shown you what I consider to be the best looking cheap skins in CSGO. Now, before you go, I will say this. There were 39 contenders in this list. It took me a very long time to narrow it down from 39 all the way to 10 with a few extra honorable mentions. Let me show you the doc that I was working with. I had a whole system where it was like, you know, if I highlighted it, then it's a skin I would actually own. And as you can see, I wasn't very successful with that because only 3 of them got eliminated from the list. So for the second list, I had to ask myself, would I pay $10 for the skin? And this is where I was able to eliminate a lot more of them. For round 3, I had to ask myself if I would pay $20 for the skin. And this is where we really started to shave off some of the fat. But to my surprise, there were quite a few in here that I would still pay $20 for. Then once we hit round 4, I had to ask myself if I would pay $30 for the skin. And that is when we just made some significant progress and we were actually able to come to a reasonable conclusion. So I guess I will use this opportunity to shout out the series that we did recently, where I looked at the best skins under $1, $2, $3, and $5. The playlist will be on the screen. Go check them out if you have some extra time. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and hopefully, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.